In this video, we are going to deal with how are we going to mine frequent, maximal frequent item set and closed frequent item set given a transactional database. So, in the video mentioned previously, we were dealt with how to mine frequent item set. Now, this is a continuation of that video. So, how are we going to mine maximal frequent item set and closed frequent item set given a transaction database? That is what we are going to see today. Along with this, we will give an introduction about what is a frequent item set and what is an item set. Fine? Yeah. So, an item set is nothing but a collection of items is called as an item set. You can classify this item set as one item set, two item set, three item set. You tell it as one item set if the item set has only one set, one data item. You call it as two item set if it contains set of two data items. You call it as three item set if it contains three data items. Similarly, it goes on. Now, an item set is called frequent if its support is equal or greater than an agreed upon minimal value. That is, the agreed upon minimal value is called as the support threshold. Fine. So, it is nothing but you call a given item set as frequent if its frequency or support is equal to or greater than upon a minimum support value, minimum support threshold. That is, you will be given a value or minimum support threshold or minimum frequency threshold. So, an item should possess at least this minimum support threshold to be called as frequent. That is what is support actually. Now, going on. That is what is support. We will see with an example. A support of an item or item set is the fraction of transactions in a data set that contain that item or item set. Say for example, if a minimum support threshold, minimum support is 50%, then the item sets should be present in at least 50% of the transactions in the data to be frequent. So what will happen if the item set is present only in 20% of the transaction? You don't call it as a frequent item set. You call it is not frequent. So any item set, if it has to be frequent, it should possess the minimum support threshold. It should pass the minimum support threshold. The next one is, we'll start by looking at an example. Say for example, we have this is a transaction database, an instance of a transaction database. You have four transactions here, T1 to T4, and then you have the list of items in the transaction. You have A, B, C, D in the first transaction. Likewise, you have different set of items in different transactions. Now, what is the support of A? When we tell the support of A, it means what is the frequency of A? So, A is present in how many transactions? 1, 2, 3. So, it is present in 3 out of the 4 transactions. So, we call it as 75%. So, the support of A is 75%. Now, next. Now, if the minimum support threshold is 50%, which item sets are frequent? So, we will have to compute the frequency of each and every item set. Here we have A, B, C, D as well as E. Now, you will have to check how many times each of the A data items occur in how many transactions. Now, for that, A is occurring in 3 transactions. Fine. So, 3 by 4. B is occurring in how many transactions? In only 1 transaction. So, the support is 25%. Support count of B is 25%. C is occurring in 2. C is occurring in 2 transactions, namely T1 and T4. And D is occurring in T1 and T2. And E is occurring in T3 and T4. So, from this, A is occurring 75% and then C is occurring in 50% of the transaction, D is also occurring in 50% of the transaction, and finally E is also occurring in 50% of the transaction. So, C, D, E are present in satisfying 50%, so they are frequent. A is also frequent. A is occurring 75% of the time. Fine. Now, we will go to what is maximal frequent item set. A maximal frequent item set is a frequent item set for which none of its immediate supersets are frequent. Okay, what does this mean? Say for example, if I have frequent item set and its immediate superset should not be frequent. That is, it should not, the immediate superset should not have a minimum support threshold value. If it fails, okay, you can tell this item set is a maximal frequent item set. If the immediate superset is also frequent, you cannot tell it is a maximal frequent item set. Now, going on to what is a closed frequent item set. A closed frequent item set is a frequent item set for which none of its immediate supersets have the same support count as itself. Say for example, we have A and then immediate superset of A is what? A, B, A, C, anything. Now this, if the support count of A is 2 and AB is also 2, you will not tell A is a closed frequent item set. Fine. We will see with an example. Say for example, the same transaction database, we are taking it and we are finding the frequency of each and every item. Fine. Now, here A is closed. Why do I say A is closed? Because none of its supersets have the same support as itself. But A is not maximal because AD is a superset of A and is frequent. See here, A is 3. The immediate superset of A is what? AD. But then AD support count is 2. Here it is 3. So we call this as A is closed. Right. But A is not maximal. Why is A not maximal? Because AD is frequent. According to the property of maximal frequency, immediate superset of A should not be frequent, whereas immediate superset of A, AD is immediate superset and it is frequent, so it is not supposed to be a maximal frequent item set. Now, we will see all the other frequent item sets. See, A, C, E are all closed. Then why not D? D is not closed because its immediate superset AD also has the same support count as 2. So you cannot tell D is closed. Whereas if you say A, you can tell A is closed because A's immediate superset is frequent but does not possess the same support count. So you can tell it as A is closed frequent item set. Now, similarly, you can tell A, C, E, AD are closed frequent item set. Also, C, E and AD are maximal frequent item sets. So, what do we infer from this? See, if an item set is said to be maximal frequent item set, it can also be a closed frequent item set. So, all maximal frequent item sets are closed frequent item sets, whereas all closed frequent item sets are not maximal frequent item set. Right? Now, with this, we can tell what we will tell. You have frequent item sets. Now, not all the frequent item sets are closed frequent item sets, and within this closed frequent item set, there is called as maximal frequent item set. So, every maximal frequent item set is supposed to be a frequent item set and as well as a closed frequent item set, and all the closed frequent item sets are said to be frequent item sets. Thank you.